There will be circumstances and sometimes even people who will want to pull you over. When I mention about driving a car with my feet, people always want to know more about that. They want to know if I have special equipment on my car, and like I said earlier, I just have to have automatic transmission and power steering. And I got my driver's license when I was 16 years old. And this created a tremendous buzz of enthusiasm in my high school. All throughout the school, they talked about it on Tuesday, they talked about it on Wednesday, they talked about it on Thursday, they talked about it on Friday, that John Foppe could drive a car with his feet. I didn't understand what the big deal was. This is just another thing that I had to deal with. But on Friday night, I finally figured out why they were so excited. You see, my friends insisted that I drive them to the mall over in Fairview Heights and park up front in the handicapped parking spaces. And that was fun, and we all laughed. But the laughter soon ended when on the way home, I got pulled over by a cop in a speeding trap. Now picture this scene. I'm 16 years old. I got a carload of buddies, hunkered down on the side of Interstate 64. It's dark out. The car is being bathed in the splashing blue and red lights of the police cruiser. Oh, and I forgot to tell you that my dad is an insurance agent. And when he gave me the keys for the first time, he said, "John, this here's a magic car." And of course I laughed at him. I said, "What do you mean it's a magic car?" He said, "It's a magic car, and that the first time you get a ticket or have an accident, it's going to disappear." So this tall, skinny cop is coming up from behind, and I am nervous. He comes up beside the car. He's adjusting, and he sees this bunch of teenagers, and he says, "Buddy, I've been waiting for you all day." And I said, "Sorry, officer, I got here as fast as I could." So then he asked to see my driver's license and registration. So I keep my wallet in my shoe because I can get to it easily and quickly. It's flat, it's smooth, and for whatever reason, I left it upstairs in the hotel room. But anyway, so he asked for my license. So I pull out of my shoe. Now it's dark. He doesn't get that I don't have arms. And all of a sudden, he sees this bare foot coming up through the car door window, and he's jumping back. And just to drive the point home, in case he doesn't understand, I took my left foot and I wiped it across my brow in a sense of guilt and regret like this. Finally, he catches on, and you can just tell he wants out of the situation. He stammers around and finally turns around, gives back the license, and he says, "But buddy, why don't you just go on ahead?" Works every time. Now, I don't want to give you the idea that I use my cross to get out of problems. I used to. But today it gets me into more problems than it ever gets me out of. But ladies and gentlemen, I love that officer's question that night. And I've thought about it many times since then. In dealing with difficult situations and difficult people, why don't you just go on ahead?